Hi guys, Dragon Warrior Reviews here, and today I'm going to be showing you the Hot Toys Captain Enoch figure from the Star Wars Ahsoka show. So honestly, when I first saw Captain Enoch in the show, I wasn't the biggest fan of his look, especially his mask. But as I, watched the show even more and looked at this figure before it actually was released, I thought Captain Enoch's look is really growing on me. And I decided, to actually get it to go with Thrawn, because if you watch the show, you see Captain Enoch is basically Thrawn's right-hand man. He may not do much in the show, but he does look very awesome. Yes, you could use like the zombie death trooper or something like that to go with Thrawn, but I wanted the zombie death trooper displayed near my Sabine figure and Chopper figure, and I felt like Thrawn would look really awesome with Captain Enoch by his side. So I'm very glad I bought this figure. Hopefully it's going to blow me away. So first of all, on the box here we've got a picture of Captain Enoch holding his gun. Then down here another picture of Captain Enoch holding his gun, and then it says Captain Enoch here and Star Wars done in a glossy sort of silver outline around the text. And on the sides here, we've got this awesome picture, almost full body picture of Captain Enoch. Now, I want to warn you, with every Star Wars Hot Toys figure, you have to look out for this. These pieces should be stuck down in my opinion, but they're free floating like this. These pieces get so bent up very, very easily. A lot of my Hot Toys Star Wars boxes, a lot of these pieces are bent up quite badly. If you don't store these boxes in the right places, these are going to get bent up very easily. And unfortunately, mine came a little bent up. Just be careful. And on the box is a load of legal information, Hot Toys store locations, and a load of information we don't really care about. As per usual, we got some awesome artwork here. As you can see, we have Captain Enoch here with two night troopers beside him. And I really like this artwork. You sort of got the star map table here, a load of like fiery effects I think I can see there. It is really awesome. It looks like he's in like the Star Destroyer or something, or in a Imperial room. It is a very, very, very cool piece of artwork, and I really, really like it. So if we take off the piece of artwork, here we go. We've got Captain Enoch himself. So here we got Captain Enoch right here. So my first impressions of the figure is, so far so good. I'm loving the weathering on the armor, and those sort of crimson gloves here look really, really awesome. That gun is very unique looking. Anyway, let's get Captain Enoch out of the box and all of his accessories, which really we don't get much with him, and take a closer look at him. Alright, I have got Captain Enoch and all of his accessories out. In fact, he only really comes with one accessory. But anyway, let's take a closer look. So we get a load of hands. Basically, his hands are asymmetrical. On one side, he's got these sort of white pieces of armor on his gloves, and on the other side, he has sort of gold sort of armor on his gloves, which I think is kind of cool. So yeah, the details looking really, really awesome. I love the speckling of dirt on the armor here, and I love the crimson on the gloves. Really nice wrinkling as well, as you can sort of see. And as for the gold ones, still very, very awesome. You can sort of see some cracks on there as well. Both of them look really good. Oh yeah, there's some gold cracks on here as well, as you can see. Very, very, very awesome. So the different types of hands we get is we get one sort of flared out hand, as you can see. You get some of these sort of open hands where he can maybe hold the bottom of his barrel in a gun holding pose, or his fist maybe. And we get two gun holding hands, which is really cool. And already installed on the figure, we have two fisted hands. We get the usual sort of display base, as you can see. And on the nameplate here, it says Star Wars Captain Enoch. I like the paintwork on it. It looks really nice. And there's some chipping on the sides or the borders, as you can see. What annoyed me is with the Moff Gideon figure and the Praetorian Guard figure. The Praetorian Guard figure came with like this display base, but it was painted more in grey, I think, and the Moff Gideon one was more black. I really hope this is the same sort of look we get with the Thrawn figure, just so they look like they're in the same place, if you know what I mean. Because with the Praetorian Guard and Moff Gideon, because the bases are a slightly different colour, it feels like they're not in the same room. And finally, for the accessories, like I said, you don't get much with him. You only get this gun, is this awesome, very unique looking gun. It's a shame we don't see him use this in the show. It's just in his holster. I don't think he even holds it in his hand, which I find very disappointing. I think he only has it in his holster. But I am a massive fan of this gun. I like the gold. It's a very nice looking gun. I think on the gold parts there is a little bit of dirt where he's been holding it. Yeah. I see on the gold pieces it looks a little bit dirty, but I think the gun is mostly clean though. I don't really notice any chipping. There's a scope on this gun as well. Yeah, don't really notice too much. But to be fair, I'm really happy with this gun. I don't really mind that it's not heavily weathered. So here we have Captain Enoch standing on the display base here in no crazy poses or any accessories or anything like that. Not even the gun in the holster. Didn't even change his hands out either. So anyway, let's take a look at the details. But before we do, my first impressions of him standing right in front of me, honestly, here is I'm very impressed so far. Very impressed. He looks very dirty. And I love the accents of gold, the cracks, the accents of grey as well in the armour. And the different maroon sort of clothing at the bottom. I'm a massive fan of this trooper. It's definitely a feast for the eyes. Anyway, let's start off with his helmet. So his helmet's a very interesting design because it looks like a face. So I guess he sees out of those eye holes. No, I don't guess. He does see out of those eye holes as a helmet. So obviously there's a man underneath, I think. And the detail is crazy. I love the speckling on the gold mask of dirt and grime. It's really cool. And I love the cracks on the side here. It looks like it's been through crack. And I love all the cracks. Looking very, very awesome. We've got the Imperial signs at the top there, done in red. And as you can see on the Imperial signs, it looks like the paint's been sort of scuffed off, which is really cool. More speckling of dirt on the white parts. It is beautiful. And when we get to the back and the side, you can sort of see the grey. And especially from the back here, I love the sort of gold cracks sort of mixing in with the grey. It's very, very awesome. I'm very impressed with this helmet. Very, very awesome. Very, very impressed. Now, when we move down here, his chest plate is yet again covered in dirt and grime. It is crazy. And you can sort of see those scratches, those sculpted scratches. If you run your finger, you can really feel like they're sculpted, which is really good. And I love it. I love the pieces of gold mixed in. And the shoulder pads looking really good. This figure is decently shiny as well. Very awesome. I really like the look of this. And when we get to the back of the chest plate, very, very detailed cracks, pieces of gold, and then you've got the usual stormtrooper looking piece at the back there. More on those shoulder pads. It's fully gold from this side here. Oh no, this one's fully gold here. Very awesome. But it's grey down here. When we move down here, more scratches on the gauntlet, and as you can see, you've got the gloves there as well. I mean, on this side, sort of an asymmetrical design because it looks slightly different here. And obviously the shoulder pads asymmetrical. It looks a lot different here. It's not full gold here. And the gauntlet, there is gold on the gauntlet more than over here. Love it. As you can see, there's a lot of gold here near his waist area. A lot of dirt and grime. It looks disgusting. And then on the back here, yeah, yet again, looking very, very awesome. Very great painting on the armor. So as you can see, we've got a load of fabric sort of stuff down here. We've got a black belt, very thin material. We're going to talk about the material soon enough. I think we all might know what this material is. We've got a very interesting looking holster here. Pretty cool, I guess. And the belt continues from all the way around. And then you're moving on to this sort of crimson sort of colour. And I really like the look of this. It is made very well, in my opinion. Very nice. Love these pieces here. Very cool. Very, very, very nice. Are these wired? No, they're not wired. Interesting. I thought they would be wired. Interesting. And as you can see behind here, we've got some more fabricy pieces here. Different material this time. Very awesome. And I really like the look of it. I really think this part down here makes Captain Enoch look even more unique than he actually is. I thought, if you look, obviously his helmet is very unique to a trooper. But, or it's not really a trooper, it's a captain. But this makes him look even more unique. So yes, I don't know yet, but I'm pretty sure what I've heard is the belt, the black parts are all pleather. And I'm pretty sure these pieces you can see here, these crimson pieces, I think these are pleather as well. Not all of it's pleather though. These pieces under here. And these, obviously, I don't think are pleather, but I think that's pleather. I'm not sure what's pleather and what isn't, but I'm pretty sure, just as we usually get with Star Wars figures, there is a whole bunch of pleather. Yippee. Great work, Hot Toys. Just please make it actual leather. Down here, wow. I might have to shine the flash on this in a sec. In fact, I'm going to do that real quick. These pieces look really awesome down here. I really like it. Just some armor hiding underneath the fabric pieces. And then underneath here, it's the same, but it is asymmetrical. And from the back, as you can see, you can still see it underneath, and it's still very, very weathered. Very, very nice. The display base does, you know, poof this out a little bit, unfortunately, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world. And when we move down here, the shoes, boots, whatever you want to call them, split cut boot design, they are beautiful. Love the dirt, love the grime. It is beautiful. Honestly, incredible. Anyway, because this guy doesn't do too much in the show, there's not too many poses I can really get him into, but I definitely want to pose him with Grand Admiral Thrawn, so I'll do a few poses. I think I'm planning on doing 3 different poses with this figure, honestly. But yeah, very excited to get him into some poses and to see what he's going to look like, especially next to the Grand Admiral himself, Thrawn. Because, yeah, I've had Thrawn for a long time now, and I've been waiting for this guy's release so I can finally reunite Thrawn with Captain Enoch in 1/6 scale. Man, I've been waiting a long time for this. So I've got Captain Enoch in his first pose, but before I show you in more detail what I did, to be fair, it's not much, but let's take a look at them both together, man. I don't know if it's just me, but is Thrawn's display base slightly darker than Captain Enoch's? I think it is. It may just be me, or maybe because it's quite dirty. I can't be bothered to clean Thrawn's display base, but these two look absolutely incredible side by side, as expected. And Thrawn is taller, which I'm pretty sure is accurate as well. I'm pretty sure when I ordered this figure, or before I ordered it, or before it came out, I don't remember, I did start watching the Ahsoka show again. Oh yeah, it definitely was. When Sabine was released, I watched a episode of the Ahsoka show again, and yeah, I think Thrawn is taller, but Captain Enoch is obviously bulkier because of his armor. But yes, let's take a look at Captain Enoch on his own. So here we go. I just tilted his head a little bit, and he's got his flaring out hand and his open palm hand. This is what the gun looks like in the holster. It was a little scary to put in there just because there's this little lip on the gun. You can sort of see it's poking through a little bit. Hopefully that doesn't break the pleather over time. Actually, I won't be displaying him with the gun in his holster. I don't think he ever picked up his gun in the show, but I want him holding his gun just because the gun is awesome. But yeah, nothing crazy with his legs. He's just standing there. And yeah, just decided to put the flash on really quickly just because I remember in the Ahsoka show in one episode when Thrawn is looking at his battle table, we saw Captain Enoch's armor, his gold pieces like glow or shine. That's because when they were filming him, the light was probably reflecting off the armor, and I really liked that. And yeah, Hot Toys did a good job of recreating that because you can sort of see it is quite reflective. It's not crazy reflective, but I don't think it's meant to look crazy reflective, and I love what they've done. Thrawn, you are awesome. What a great figure, man. Both figures are awesome. If you are more interested in this Thrawn figure, make sure to check out my review. But man, this is looking great. I am a massive fan of this. Anyway, let's move into pose number 2. So here we go. I wanted to display Thrawn and Captain Enoch near this star map table. Hot Toys, I still don't forgive you for what you gave us with this star map table. It is very cheap. I don't need to talk about it. You already know. I don't need to talk about it. But anyway, this is awesome. I did copy a pose, or I tried to replicate one of the poses for Captain Enoch from the release blogger photos. His fist is not right in his hand. I tried my best, but the armor is getting in the way. The hands kept falling off. I probably could get it better if I tried longer, but I couldn't really be bothered to. It's like he's about to put his fist in his hand. He's sort of talking to Thrawn, talking about, you know, how they're going to win the battle and stuff. But I really like how this looks. This is very awesome. Very tempting to keep this as my permanent pose, but I already know what my permanent pose is going to be. They're not on their display bases, so when I do start turning them around on the turntable, hopefully they don't fall. So I need to be very, very, very careful. It's kind of hard to see Captain Enoch's helmet a little bit because it is kind of dark because he's looking down. So let's throw on the flash, which is a lot better. So yeah, let me know what you think of this. I tried to crunch his waist forward a little bit, put his hands like that, and as you can see, I moved his head down. In a sec, we're going to see what it looks like from the back of Captain Enoch's head. See if the balaclava or neck fabric piece goes all the way up to his ball joint, so it doesn't look ugly. Because some figures, you know, they it's quite ugly underneath their necks, and they don't always continue the neck piece all the way up to the ball joint. But yeah, hopefully it's good for Captain Enoch. So let's carefully move them round. As you can see, yeah, Captain Enoch looks a bit wobbly here. We will be fine. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, I got him. And his hand fell off. Anyway, that's kind of irritating. That's what happens when you don't put them on their display bases. But let's pick Captain Enoch up. Yes, it looks like the balaclava piece goes all the way up to the ball joint. It doesn't look ugly. It doesn't matter how much you lift the head up or lift the head down. It looks like they've done it. They have done it. They've absolutely done it. I absolutely love that. Great work, Hot Toys. They don't always do it, but they did with Captain Enoch. Or I don't think they always do. No, they definitely don't, I don't think. There's definitely been a couple of figures which I felt a little ugly because I think the Zombie Death Trooper and the Rain Trooper had that issue, I think. Just going to take one more look at this pose before we do my final pose. In fact, before I do my final pose, I want to start doing something a little different in my reviews before my final pose. I want to show you the articulation on the figure, just to give you a rough idea of what articulation you're going to get. I don't really like to push my figure too hard on the articulation. I get a little bit nervous. I'm sometimes thinking like I'm putting pressure on a joint or trying to bend something which doesn't bend like that well. So yeah, I'll just show you roughly what articulation you sort of have with this figure, so you have a good idea of what poses you can put him in, or you can look at the blogger photos and then, yeah. Sometimes the blogger photos aren't always accurate of how, I think they are, no, I think they're fine, I think they usually are, so yeah. Usually I look at the blogger photos or other people's reviews thinking, okay, yeah, you can do that, so I'm going to try and do that, but I'll give you a good look at the articulation in a sec. But yeah, I'm really liking this combo. Very, very nice. It's really irritating when you're bending the arms and stuff. The hands always want to fall off the joints. They always come unclipped. So when I'm trying to get this pose, when his hand fell off a second ago or a minute ago or something, when he fell over, well, I caught him luckily. But yeah, but I was trying to get him back into this pose and the hand kept falling off. It's really annoying. It happens with all Trooper figures, or most Trooper figures. It's nothing, you know, to worry about, really. It's just a really irritating thing. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of this figure so far, and let me know if you're picking this figure up, and also let me know if you're getting Thrawn as well, or if you've got Thrawn already, and you're getting this figure to go with Thrawn. So, going over the articulation on Captain Enoch, his head, yeah, can move to there, move back to there, and yeah, plenty of swivel here. And yeah, perfect range of motion for poses, no limitations. For the arms, there's a lot of armor in a way, so it is quite difficult. These pieces are on Velcro if you want to remove them. But yeah, it goes around to here, I think. It does collide with the armor a bit, so hopefully it doesn't scratch that while posing. And I think this can go up to around like here. I don't know, I can't really get it much further. And then you can bring it out over here as well. And then the wrist peg, yes, swivel round. But when you're doing in different poses, I feel like the gauntlets do push up further. So these wrist pegs get kind of weak in certain poses, which is a bit annoying. The ab, yeah, you can do a little bit of, you know, crunching forward a little bit and backwards. But because of the armor, it's not going to be that easy. And then for the legs, yeah, I think you can get quite far with that because of the material. Yeah, looking pretty good with that. And then out here, you can get it pretty far. And with the knee, you can go to around here. Oh, yeah, there we go. And then it can kick out a little bit. And then the shoe here, yeah, can do a bit of this, yeah. Just want to apologize quickly, guys. I was wrong about this joint or the elbow joints. You can extend them quite a bit further. Basically, with my particular copy of Captain Enoch, they are very, very stiff. So just pull quite hard and you will get it. It's fine. It feels a little bit scary at first, but you can get those arms or elbows to go further. So yeah. And also another thing I want to apologise about as well is the display base colour for Grand Admiral Thrawn and Captain Enoch are exactly the same. It's because it was dusty, so it looked dirtier, or darker, should I say. So yeah, that's just one thing I just wanted to go over. So here is my final pose, ladies and gentlemen, with Captain Enoch, including Thrawn as well in my final pose. So I really like this. I was going to use the pose on the box. I actually got the pose on the box where his gun is lifting, or aiming, sorry, further up, as you can see. But I thought it looked like, you know, Captain Enoch was about to shoot Thrawn or something, or about to shoot something. So I decided just to have him, like, holding the gun a bit lower down. Actually, I might turn Thrawn around a little. Goodness, this turntable is quite grippy, which is a very good thing. Yeah, I'll turn Thrawn a bit so it looks like he's actually looking at the star map table, or battle table, should I say. I think I keep getting that wrong. And then maybe like Captain Enoch is looking like over in another direction, and he's got his gun out ready just in case there is any like rebels or something for him to shoot. But my goodness, this is looking great. I'm a massive fan of this figure, honestly, and they have done a great job on this. Hot Toys, well done on this. Yeah, I think they've done a great job. A really, really, really great job on it. Other than maybe the pleather, maybe that could have been better. They should have made it just proper leather, to be fair. Like, one day they're going to do it. But I think secretly, between me and you guys, or in fact, I think a lot of Hot Toys collectors have the same sort of theory. But I got a feeling that they put pleather in a lot of Star Wars figures, or a lot of figures in general. So when they degrade, they may make a 2.0, and then you're most likely going to be like, okay, mine's degraded, it looks awful manky, let's use our money to pay for a 2.0. So that's why I think they sometimes do it. I don't know, maybe sometimes I just want to cheap out. I think they mostly did that with Darth Vader. The reason why they made the suits out of pleather for the longest time is so people can keep upgrading their Darth Vaders. But the new Darth Vader, which will be out end of this year to 2026. That suit is made of nylon, I think. Yep. And I think a few pleather pieces, but I think they are definitely gonna stop making things out of pleather slowly but surely. And hopefully in the future, our figures will not have pleather on them, they will have actual leather. Anyway, let's move on to the two irritating and two great things about Captain Enoch. So the first irritating thing about Captain Enoch is, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure this is pleather down here. Not everything's pleather, but this is pleather. The belt, all the black pieces are pleather, the holster. I think these bits are pleather. Not, like I said, not everything's pleather. There's definitely some pieces which aren't pleather, but Hot Toys, really, can you just start, especially on belts, boots, in fact, everything, can you just please start giving us, like, real leather stuff? So, because this is such a beautiful figure. This is all beautiful down here. I can't imagine what it's going to look like when it's all degraded. I don't want to even think about that. So please, Hot Toys, try and give us actual leather in the future. That would be really nice. Is that really too much to ask? The second irritating thing is we always get a full array of hands. Like I said, we get two fisted hands, we get two gun holding hands, and two of these open palm sort of hands, but we don't get two of these hands. Why? Why don't we do that? I know it's only a little minor thing here. Because this figure is so good, it's kind of hard to find irritating things. But yeah, I wish we got a full array of hands, at least. Come on, Hot Toys, come on. The first great thing is the detail. I honestly love all of the dirt and grime on this figure, and all of the scratches. I think most of these scratches, if not all of them, are actually sculpted into the armor as well. I think on the zombie Death Trooper, I don't think I mentioned it in my review. I'm not sure if I did. Maybe I did. Some of the scratches were actually painted on there, like not sculpted. It looks like, yeah, maybe they've been scratched, but they weren't like actual like sculpted scratches. I think every scratch on this figure, as far as I know, are sculpted. Maybe these ones on the gauntlets aren't. I don't know. Let me have a little look. It's hard to tell just because they did a really great job on these scratches. I think some of them, maybe a few of them, maybe actually painted on, but most of them are deep scratches. You can definitely notice it. And yeah, but what I'm mostly talking about really in the first great thing is just, like I said, the dirt and grime on this figure. The dirt, you know, all the blooming, like, speckles. You got the paint rubbing off on the Imperial logos. I love it. I love the detail on it. And even on the shiny bits as well, it's dirty. And it still looks shiny. And the gun. I know the gun could use a little bit more detail, maybe on the black parts. But that's okay. I don't really mind about that. Because to be fair, Captain Enoch doesn't really use his gun. He's more of a captain. So it does make sense why his gun might not be as dirty as like a Stormtrooper or something. Night Trooper, Death Trooper. So I think I do get why they did it. The second great thing is, Honestly, I like how shiny they made this figure in the parts it should be. You can really see over here, you can really see that the light is reflecting off it. It's really nice and shiny. I really like it. I'm not sure if everywhere is shiny, but you can definitely notice from the hands as well, it reflects. I like it. I like it a lot. I really like it a lot. I was a little worried that this figure wouldn't be as shiny as it needed to be. But yeah, maybe you might not notice it too much in camera. Actually, no, you do. So yeah, it is a very shiny figure. So honestly, ladies and gentlemen, would I recommend this figure? So he barely does anything in the show, but he does look very, very awesome, especially next to Thrawn. So if you're getting Thrawn, I would get this figure to go with him because he looks amazing. If you want the Death Trooper or the Night Trooper near Thrawn and you're not a fan of his design, well, do that. But I would recommend this. Hopefully in Season 2, when we see Thrawn and Captain Enoch again, I really hope we see Captain Enoch do a little bit of fighting. He looks really cool and menacing, which is cool, a bit like Boba Fett in the original trilogy. But I would like to see him do some fighting, like Boba Fett in the original trilogy. Just a little bit. It doesn't need to be loads of fighting, but just a little bit. Maybe shoots a gun, maybe fist fight speed or something. But I'm excited for Season 2 of Ahsoka, and I'm really loving this figure. Anyway, make sure to hit the subscribe button and that like button. Also, comment down below what you think of this figure. Make sure to check out my Instagram account because you will see sneak peeks of upcoming reviews and stuff like that. Make sure to go and follow me. Anyway, I'll catch you guys in another review, figure preview, or sure.